going to the Final Four. Yeah, I had a moment after the match where I was so in the moment during that because it was an epic volleyball match. And I tell our players all the time to remember these moments because those are what they're about. And one team gets to win a championship, but every team gets to create memories. And for me, I was just being present in that moment. And we won. I ran after our team and then realized the staff didn't come behind me, so I ran back to them. And after that, I really sat on for about 6 minutes afterwards. I just had the realization that we just won the right to go to the Final Four and compete and hopefully win 2 more matches and win a national championship. And that's something that you dream about doing. It's something our players have dreamt about doing, about building this program into what it is right now. And I'm proud. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of us. And we're not done yet.
We'll start with Travis, front row on the right.
I know Kendall's story is pretty well documented, but is it a special to look back at where she was last year and especially with where y'all are now?
Yeah, I think so. And I was actually just talking to her just about the fact that I think sometimes we take for granted what we have. Just the ability to play the game that we love. And I think it's a special thing that she's getting to do it, and she's getting to impact our team in a way that has pushed us into the Final Four. And I think for her, and again, I remember when I got to tell her that she was going to get cleared, the tears that ran down her face and the tears that ran down her mom's face, just that they thought the thing that she loved was taken away from her, and it was given back, and I think she's making the most of it.
And I know you said multiple times leading into the regional that this is a team built to go toe-to-toe with Nebraska. With the teams that are left, is this also a team that's built to go toe-to-toe with those?
Yeah, 100%. And I got asked in between the second and third set why we were out blocking them by 6 blocks. And I'm like, because we're a really good blocking team. And I had one pregame speech that I gave with ESPN in the room and one that I gave out. And my main message was I was just tired of hearing how good Nebraska was. And nobody was talking about how good we are. And I think the world knows now. And not only are we good, but we're gritty. And when we get down 10-3 in the first set, don't count us out. And I think that's the warning shot that got fired. Is I don't think people are going to take us for granted anymore. But we're a really good volleyball team. And it's not that we're, the right matchup to go win a national championship. It's that I think we're one of the best teams in the country, and we have a really good shot in the way that we're playing, the way that we're acting, the way that we're competing, the way we're standing up to pressure. Those are the things that tell me that we're going to go win.
We'll go fifth row on the left to Rob.
Howdy, Coach.
Howdy.
What's kind of been cool over the last 12 plus hours or whatever is hearing the stories from fans that were here. I had a buddy call and say he was painting a house. Him and his buddy were painting a house, and the wife was on the cell phone giving them play-by-play. How exciting is that you've got people that maybe weren't even following the sport and now are, that were on the edge of their paint ladder as they're cheering on the Aggies.
So I don't know if you guys have picked up on this yet, but I'm competitive, and I'm competitive in a lot of different ways. I'm competitive in recruiting. I'm competitive when I get on the floor and the way that we compete, but I'm also competitive in a program. And the other thing, I got a lot of questions while I was in Nebraska about how special is it to play here. And my response often was, I don't think you've been to Reed Arena yet. I don't think you've seen what we're building yet, and this is a piece of it. Again, when I said I could come here and I thought I could build, a fever around the sport that I love, around the 12th man, like of what it is, that it would start to spread because our game is amazing, it's beautiful, it's graceful, all the things that I've said the entire time. That's happening right now, and it's a really cool thing. And again, I think it'll continue to build and it'll continue to grow. And hopefully when people are coming here, we're asking people that question. And I can tell you this, Campbell was here, and just their face when we were sawing it off before pregame was just like looking around thinking that this is amazing. And I think as we continue to grow and as the sport continues to grow within this fan base, it's going to grow into something that's even bigger than they have in Nebraska.
We'll stay on the left, the fourth row.
Coach, against an offense like Pitt's, do you prioritize taking away angles at the net, or does this become more of a floor defense and transition match?
Yeah, I'll go watch a little bit more. I don't have a full answer to that yet. And the crazy thing is, and again, you guys see pieces of it, but we get back and all of a sudden logistically we have to plan how to get 106 people somewhere tomorrow. So there's other pieces that go along with it, and there's that piece, and we have people breaking down the video right now and cleaning up, and I think I've said it in here, or maybe I haven't, but just we take the analytics that we have, we clean it up, and we put it on steroids. So we have that going on in the background right now, and that'll probably get to me mid-afternoon, and then probably tonight I'll sit down and start digesting that a little bit and have a better idea of kind of what we're doing as we get into practice tomorrow.
And then kind of a follow-up to that, sir. Final Four matches can tend to have big emotional momentum swings. this season and in the tournament, there's been some points that have not, or moments that have not gone your way. What has this group shown you about its ability to respond to that feeling?
Everything. And I got asked last night. It was last night, right? Silly. It feels like it was a week ago already. I got asked last night, what did I learn about my team? And my response was not a lot. Like, this is who we've been all season. And yeah, we've had some moments that haven't gone our way, but our players are starting to speak like me. And the fact that, like, we don't care about mistakes, we care about responses. And we've constantly had a response in the postseason. And when I say I think we're going to go win a national championship, it's not necessarily going to be the prettiest volleyball at all times. It's going to be about who responds in those moments to what you said. And we've shown it over and over again. And again, like, I don't think it probably came through the TV how loud that gym was at 10-3 in the first set, and our ability to turn around, go side out, and then go on a run of our own, get that thing within 2 points. And as soon as it happened, I knew we were in it. And we talked about it. As soon as we got to the point where they started to get a little bit nervous, I think we stepped on it a little bit more and squeezed a little bit more, and all of a sudden we were in control of the match. And those are the things that make me think we have championship DNA right now, that we're able to be in that hostile environment, down 10-3, and able to turn that set around, not just a match. And again, the match before that, to be down 0-2 and act the same. And the thing I'm going to compliment my team when I see them first tomorrow is just, other than the first 7 or whatever that is, 10-3, 13 points of that match, at no point after that did I feel like we looked overwhelmed. I feel like we looked like we belonged, like we were calm, like we were ourselves, that we were acting ourselves against competitors. We were playing our style of volleyball. We weren't trying to adjust to theirs. And I thought that paid off in terms of us winning that match in 5. And they're a really good volleyball team. I have a lot of respect. They're well coached. I know a lot of their players. They're good human beings. They're good competitors. Like, that was a battle and a grind. And I probably won't get asked about this, but just I care about the game. I think that was the most entertaining game of volleyball I've ever been a part of.
We'll go third row on the right to Kay.
Coach Andy Jackson is a player you have a lot of familiarity with, and she's led the country in hitting percentage all year long. You spoke on it a little bit, just talking about what your team's done all season long and it kind of being shown on a national stage. Do you think being able to shut down one of the most efficient, or the most efficient hitter in the country yesterday on a national stage says a lot about your team?
Yeah, and again, like, I got asked that question between the second and third, and I felt like they were surprised. And it's one of those things where I got asked the question in the press conference, and I didn't want to fire back and be competitive in that setting because it's you guys and you're doing your job. But they were like, they asked the players, like, how does it feel to be going up against the top offense and the top rated opponent defense, or whatever they said? And I literally wanted to respond. It was like, I think you should go filter your stats based on the last 10 matches. Because we were leading the offensive category and we were close in the block and D category. And I'll say this, I think the SEC is a really good conference, and the Big Ten normally is, and it probably will be in the future. I'm not dissonant when I say this, but I thought the top 3 teams, and we almost had 3 of them in the Final Four, and were the 3 of the best teams in the country. And I think just when we were going after each other, obviously those stats aren't going to match a little bit. But, and again, they're a good volleyball team. I just feel like we didn't get the respect that was due in that moment. I hope we do now. I don't know if we do, but I hope we're the underdog at this point. I hope everyone still continues to overlook us. But we're a really good volleyball team, and that didn't shock me.
We'll go second row on the left to Alex.
You coached Babcock on the U19 team, did you not?
Yeah, I've coached a lot of these players I'm facing now. It's really fun, let me tell you.
To that point, how much of an advantage is it for you to have had, working kind of relationship with them in that setting when, you're facing schools that A&M doesn't typically face until a tournament setting like this? Yeah,
a little bit, but one, there's 2 pieces of it. At the time, I'm not really looking at how to break them down. I'm looking at how to build them up. And the opposite of it is it's been 3 years, and she's been coached by somebody else that's been teaching different things and coached well. Like, Dan's one of my closest friends in this game of volleyball, and the thing that, again, the human side of what we do that no one really pays attention to is, like, we're all friends. And I said it in the last little quadrant of, I also had a moment in the last quadrant where someone was commenting how young our group of coaches was, and my response was, maybe we're not as young as we think we are. And then someone reminded me that I'm the oldest person in the group, which made me feel like a really old person. But like, we're all friends. And like, to what you said, like, Dan's a close friend. He's a really good volleyball coach. He's taught her well. She's probably has some new tendencies now. She's gotten better at some things, and now it's my turn to pick her apart a little bit and figure out how it is that we go against her.
just along those lines, what have you seen that has made her such an elite player that you guys are going to face?
Yeah, I think as a righty, it's hard to get swings at balls from all over the court. Just the angle that the ball comes in. For example, if it comes over the back of your head, it's hard to line that thing up to the point where you can go hit it hard. I think her ability to kind of stay open and do some stuff in there is really, really, important and good. I think she's got range. I think, again, as righties, like Logan's got an advantage of being a lefty because she can stay open to that side of the court and hit with a little bit more range. But the range that she hits with as a righty is pretty elite also. She's been mixing a little bit between a topspin and a jump float this season. So, but that jump spin can cause some trouble. They have two of them on their team, so it's something we'll be practicing to be good against. And I have studied them a little bit. Obviously, when you're watching the top 10 teams in the country, you're planning for what you might have to do later on in the year. But she's elite, and she's a warrior. She's going to get after everything. She's going to take a big rip at a lot of balls. And again, Dan and I are very close. It's going to be the two teams that are very similar in terms of what we think are important because we talk a lot about coaching. So we should have some more fireworks on Thursday night.
We'll go front row on the left to Mark.
Jamie, you're not just a coach of the sport. You obviously love the sport. You're a fan of it. Even though you were in the middle of it, that 37-35 fourth set, did you get an opportunity to sit there and go, wow, this is just some really, really good ball?
No, I got a lot of comments from people because apparently there was a timeout and they had a close-up on me, and I think it was in the middle of that, or maybe it was earlier, maybe it was in the fifth, but they were like, you had a smile on your face, like what was going on? And I got done, and I was sitting in the locker room with Jen, and I gave her a big hug because she's a former student, and I said, how amazing is it to bring the place that you love back to prominence? And we were talking about just the match as a whole, and I just said, I think every coach should have to be forced to step away for a year. Because I think when that happens, you realize that those moments that used to be pressure-filled, that used to be the things that made you anxious, are the things that you look forward to. And being in that environment, a part of a match like that, I had a moment in there just, again, for the growth of the sport, I had a thought of, like, I don't care if we win or lose. This is going to grow the game of volleyball. The fact that this is on ABC right now, on a national broadcast, and it's this drama-filled with an underdog going up 2-0, and everyone's going to tune in to watch how it turns out, and the underdog ends up winning, man, like, I don't think there's a better drama-filled night of TV that you could possibly turn on than that right there. And then for me personally, I love the battle. And again, I got a lot of respect. And the moment I really will always stick with me in the middle of that is Logan went to go up, take a swing. And Harper Murray, who's a player that I've coached. And again, I coach a lot, like how to compete is a big piece of what we teach. But we talk a lot about, like, we're going to get after this team. Like, we're going to go compete. We have a word for it. I won't share it out there. But we're going to go compete. And then we're going to have love afterwards. Like, we're going to go, I don't know, give hugs. And if it's a battle and an epic battle like that, we're going to have a lot of respect for who's on the other side of the net. And probably more so than somebody that might back down. But Logan went to go take a swing off the high hands, and Harper pulled her hands away. And it was a really cagey move. And Logan came down and just laughed because she was like, that was good. And then Harper laughed back at her, and they gave each other a high five under the net. And again, like, we want to be aggressive, we want to get after each other, but it's about, I don't know, respecting each other also in those moments. So for me, it's competition, and it's the same thing. Again, I have friends on the other side. I can tell you pretty much the entire Pittsburgh staff are probably the people I'm closest to in the world, and we sent a text the other night. It's going to be an honor to go up against you. I'm not looking forward to it, and I said this last week against the two teams that we faced. Like, I got friends on those staffs, and afterwards I got text messages of like, hey, like, this is why we do this. I got a lot of respect for you and how you built your program, and I'm cheering for you along the way here. But I think it's going to be a battle, and I'm looking forward to it. But, like, again, those moments are the things that we should do this for. And I try to remind our athletes of this all the time. And I think this is one of the things that, again, the second piece I'm going to talk about tomorrow when I get them, is I think we truly enjoyed that. Like, we enjoyed being in those moments. And I think right now it's our superpower. Is if you look across the net and someone else looks worried and anxious and you're sitting there having fun, like, it makes them more worried and anxious. But I really do think we enjoyed every single minute of that, and I hope we continue to do it in the Final Four. Sorry, long tangent, but I was passionate.
All good. We'll go back behind the lights to Tyler.
Jamie, maybe that enjoying the moment is the key, but how do you manage coming off an emotional high, like last night's win, going to a place this program's never been before, and knowing you still have 2 matches left and the job and the goal's not finished?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I think the first thing is just to have acknowledge, name it. But I actually got asked a question a lot of, like, all right, you've taken this program as far as it's ever been. Is everyone content right now? And I was like, no, that's not who we are. And again, I think this is a lot about being who we are as we go forward. So I don't think that'll be the case. I think I'll probably send a voice note or something out tonight, actually, just along the lines of, like, we're not done. That we have something in front of us that is really unique and special. And I think the biggest one that I'll probably talk about is just we've earned the right to go compete again. We've earned the right to go enjoy those moments, to be in those moments. And we've talked all season, just the longer we go in this tournament, the harder the matches are going to become. We've earned the right to be uncomfortable for longer and longer and longer. And I don't know if we can be uncomfortable for any longer than we were on Sunday night when it was 37-35 in the fourth set and an hour and 45-minute match. But we've earned the right to go maybe do that for a little bit longer. So that'll be the messaging. It's in my head a little bit of that was an emotional toll that we gave everything that we had in that moment, but they got a chance to recoup today. We'll have a light practice tomorrow, and then we get to work for what's coming next, and that's Pittsburgh.
We'll go third row on the left.
Coach, how satisfying is it to speak into existence a community that loves volleyball and waits out in the cold outside Reed Arena for you?
Equally as exciting to me as going to the Final Four. And I shouldn't say equally, because I think there's two things that you got to look at. Like there's the short term, and that's not just short term. Like I'm really invested in what we're doing. But then if you look at again, like what I had a vision of building here, the fact that many people were willing to show up, willing to sit out in the cold, willing to cheer us on, willing to stay and listen to us speak, and saw them off at the end, like. It's unique and special, and it's why I came to the school, and I'll keep saying that. It's because I saw this happening. I saw, again, the game that I love starting to be loved by the 12th man, and it's happening right now.
We'll wrap it up. Fourth row on the right.
Hey, Jamie, a special season on campus, football, Final Four. The football, volleyball, double. National championship's very rare. I don't know if it's happened. Do your girls understand how special this is, not only just for volleyball, but for the whole campus at large?
Yeah, 100%. And I think we're feeding off of each other a little bit. Like I think Mike and I have gotten close. And there's a Venn diagram going around, and it's been like shrinking and shrinking and shrinking of teams that are still eligible for a national championship in volleyball and teams that are still eligible for a national championship in football, and we're down to one. And I think that's a cool thing. And again, like I got into there, I felt the pressure all of a sudden. I'm like, I need to keep this going. And I'm hoping we win on Thursday. And then Mike feels like he has to keep it going. But it's a testament. Like there's a testament to two things. And I wrote our head coaches as they were saying congratulations to me, that I think we have something unique and special, that we all care about each other, that we're willing to support each other, that we're willing to back each other up, to show up and just support each other in terms of coming to each other's games. But I think even just the backbone of that, of having somebody that we can reach out to when somebody else is in our seat, obviously in a different sport, but probably going through similar things. And then I think it's the support of the administration. I think they're doing a great job. They're propping us up. They're giving us the resources that we need to go win. They're, showing up just in terms of giving us a hug when we need it, or making sure they're there in the stands when we need it. And I think all of that is culminating in the fact that the whole athletic department is trending in the right direction of being the most dominant, sporting brand in the country. And I think that culminates in a lot of things. It culminates in wins. It culminates in recognition for the university. And I think that's happening as well right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.